most are we Jews and Palestinians who are bound one to another. And
be fooled, say no to divide and rule. Jews and Muslims won't be fooled, say no. In Gaza and in Be'eri, everybody should be free. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it?
Absolutely. So my name is Max. I'm with Amod, which is an organization of Jews living in the UK who oppose Israeli occupation and Israeli apartheid. We have a growing number of members across the United Kingdom, and today organized a protest to call for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, a release of all Israeli hostages held in the Gaza Strip, as well as all arbitrarily detained Palestinians, and an end to the relentless siege that has claimed 12,000 civilian lives and counting, which has become the mobilizing cry for us the past 45 days, in addition to our general call for a dismantling of the systems of occupation and apartheid. Yes, that's right. So it was a tremendously powerful moment. We had about 800 people, I think estimates are saying today, which is the largest Amod organized protest in the organization's 5-year history. It's obviously against the background of the absolutely terrible destruction that the IDF is meting out in Gaza, but I think it's a very, very powerful moment to see so many people, so many mostly Jews in the UK, who are coming together to show the world that we are opposing what is going on there and are standing in solidarity with the Palestinians who are being subject to the relentless destruction in Gaza. Yeah, so we hope, obviously, in the immediate term for a ceasefire that has been long overdue. We organized a protest like this a month ago. If a ceasefire had been called after that, 8,000 Palestinian lives could have been saved. But beyond the ceasefire, I think we hope that more and more Jews in the UK who are increasingly uncomfortable with the Israeli government's radical shift to the right and with the systems of occupation and apartheid see what we are doing and, find the vocabulary to express what I think is a growing discomfort and a growing feeling in the Jewish community that we cannot let this go on any longer, that we must use our privileged space in this discourse in order to speak out and call for a ceasefire, call for an end to the occupation, call for an end to apartheid. So I can't necessarily say anything about the election, as I'm not a British citizen. I've been living here for a few years. What I can say, though, is that it's been tremendously disappointing to see not just the Conservative government, but also the Labour-led opposition fail to back calls for a ceasefire. I think they are playing politics with the lives of Palestinian civilians. I think any claim that a ceasefire is somehow too complicated, that it involves capitulating to Hamas, is wrong. I think the call for a ceasefire has never been more obvious than it is today. I think you see a growing number of Jews in the UK calling for a ceasefire, and against that background, the fact that the government, as well as a majority of the opposition, have failed to back calls for it is deeply wrong. You've had, obviously, a few brave Labour MPs call for a ceasefire, which we're thankful for, but I think both parties are failing to meet their responsibility of humanitarian protection at this moment.